G'day from Darwin, and today is a new exhaust install day. So now I get to fit a few of my shiny new Torqit pieces. So got the exhaust all out. Now let's get to putting it in the car. So the exhaust that's currently fitted to it is it's a really cheap eBay job, I think, because the steel on it is rubbish and it's failed on us a couple of times. The welds have broken on a couple of times on our trip traveling around Australia this year, so we're just going to replace it. It's just easier to replace than continually having to bloody try and fix it on the road. So I might pull it all out and put them side to side so you can see a bit of a comparo between a cheap eBay job and a proper custom high performance exhaust system from Torqit. So yeah, let's get into it. So I've got all the components out now, and as you can probably tell, it's just a catback system. But just looking at it already, it's the way it's built, the way it's fabricated, the welds, everything just looks like a piece of art, really. Like it's that good. It looks schmeck. Alright. Be interested to pull the old one off and put it next to this and see what it looks like. Just elevated a bit, so got a bit more space to work under the car. Alright, what I might do is show you what the old system looks like, old eBay system looks like fitted to the car. So as you can see, it's quite rusted, and these welds here are what fails, and we've had two of those fail on us in our travels around the country so far, so that's why we're getting rid of it. We've had the rear here welded up and the rear of the muffler as well welded up in our travels, so we're just going to replace the whole thing. But you can see it's just a mild steel. It's not very well rust protected, and it's really just dodgy quality. In the welds, you can see the welds are just rubbish, and it'd be good to compare the welds and the build quality when it's right next to the Torqit. Alright, so what I'm going to do first is take the center muffler section out. So just undo these ones, take that center muffler out, and up there you can see the other connection, and this whole piece comes out. I'll do that first, and then might be able to, and then I'll take the catback bits off. Alright, that's the front bolts done. Alright, so that's the center muffler out. Now I'm going to take the, I don't know what these bits are called. Whatever these bits are called. That's next. Alright, we're on here. She's free. apart from that little guy. Woohoo! That's 2 bits out. Alright, now we're onto the rear piece to pull out. And I reckon this is the hardest bit to put back in because you've got to get it over the K-frame. It's pretty tight over the K-frame. So I'm just going to undo these 2 bolts here, pull it all out, but getting it back in over there is tight with the new exhaust. Jesus. You know what? Let's try this. Thinking I might have to drop the spare wheel, so I'll go ahead and do that. Alright, so just dropped the spare wheel, so we'll see if that's going to give us the room we need just to get this last component out. Because if I work my exit route out, it'll help understand what a good entry route is for the new exhaust. Beautiful. Too easy. Saves undoing those 2 bolts there. Alright, let's get them side by side and see the difference. Alright, they're both out now and both on the ground side by side, so we can see the difference between the 2, and it's quite dramatic. So straight away on the Torqit kit you can see it's welded on the inside, so that is awesome. And this, there's no welds at all, and what we've been finding is failing all the time at these welds here, where the brackets are welded onto the pipe, but only with an external weld. And that's failed on us numerous times, and you can see here that's where we had to get it re-welded up. And another failure point was down here. So in terms of welds, they're rubbish on the cheap, and look at it, look at all the surface rust in it. It's just, it looks horrible. Compared to the stainless steel on the Torqit, the stainless should shouldn't rust. It's a high grade stainless steel, so Jesus Christ. Alright, let's get to installing. Alright, then there's these bolts. They're all bloody rusted and seized. I had to bend, one broke when I was undoing it, so they're just rubbish. So when Torqit ship it, they provide installation manual, and you get good quality bolts, all new flanges, and a new rubber mount. I'm not sure what that bit's for. Anyway, better read the instructions and get installing. Alright, just read the instructions, and it says to start from the front first. I'm just going to do this rear section and get it over the K-frame first, because I think that's going to give me the most amount of drama, and then I'll go back to the front and do a similar sort of way to how I dismantled it and meet in the middle. So let's get this thing over the K-frame. Kill for another camera and get some good B-roll. that was easier than I thought. Now just got to get it up onto the rubber mount. That's one. There we go. Two. In position. Easy. Now we're going to do the hot dog section. So I just test fitted the hot dog, and what I found was this bracket here that holds the rubber, it doesn't line up. So there's a component in the box that comes with the kit. So I'm thinking I might have to replace this mount with that component that's in the box. So when I bought the kit, they did say it comes with brackets to use depending on what series you have. So I'm just going to reprop this up and show you, because our car is a series 4 and the hot dog is up. There's no way it can go up into that mount. So what they provide you is this bad boy. So I think that, and then you got this bad boy, and that'll hold the bracket longitudinal. So I'm going to remove that and replace it with that. That bad boy on there. So I just learnt something. These two holes here are threaded, and they're quite hard at the moment to get the new bolts in, so I'm just going to spray some WD-40 in there. Alright, I'm going to continue working on this whole front piece. Jeez, it's almost worth paying someone to do this. Oh, it's a bit of an update. I've got the hot dog in, just done up loosely, and I've got this end in, which I've done up loosely as well. What I'm going to do is join these two, and then I'm going to tighten these two up just a fraction more before I continue on and install the other components. You would think joining these two would be easy. You're wrong. God, it's bloody hard. Got him. Reached that point in the project where I'm wishing I paid someone to do this. I think the hard part's over. Getting the hot dog and the other side onto the cats was really difficult. Now it's just a bunch of bolts to connect all the pieces, so that's what we're going to start on now. Put temporary ones in, then I'll do the gasket. I tell you what, these bolts are incredibly difficult to get in, just fiddly. Especially that bottom one. Up there. Got 2 on. Just gotta fiddle around with this last one. Got it. Next step in the process is to put flanges and bolts between these 2 joints, and yeah, then we should be good to tighten everything up. Getting there, almost done. I've tightened up the back section of bolts, so I'm just going to go through and mark them with a Sharpie now, so that I can just do a quick check and just make sure all the bolts aren't moving, and then I'll tighten up the front ones, and then we'll be done. It's an impressive looking system. Righto, exhaust install complete. We're done and about to go for a first starter. So, geez, I really like the way that it's tucked up in these. You just can't even see it. The other one used to hang down about here. Bloody schmicko. Alright, let's go for a start. So good. So just out on a road test now, and straight away I don't really notice a vast change. They sound exactly the same. So well done to the cheap, crappy eBay jobby. Similar sort of engine note. We did get a little bit of drone with the old one. It's probably about 105 when we were towing, so it'd be interesting to see when we hook the caravan up what the difference is with this when it's under a bit of load. But so far, it's not droney, or it may well be droney. It's certainly going to be different if you're coming from a factory exhaust system. You'll notice a huge difference, but we already had the old cheapo one on there, and so we're used to the noise. And it's no different really. It's I can't even tell the 2 apart. And we just get out here onto the 100k bit, and we'll give it a boot full, and it should perform a little bit better because it's just built better, and it's built with proper airflow in mind, and getting rid of those hot exhaust gases as quick as possible. Alright, so just in a 100 zone now. I'm just cruising at 80, so I'll boot it in a second, hear it kick down, and open up full noise and see how it sounds. Alright, here goes. Sounds really, really good. Sounds really good. As I said, if you're coming from a factory exhaust system to this, you'll have an even bigger grin on your face because it's friggin' amazing. It sounds awesome. But for us, we're used to it. Did notice a little bit of increase in acceleration. I think it's doing a good job of getting rid of those exhaust gases, so that's a positive. So I'll just turn around here, start heading back. The next thing I'm going to do is install the Torqit throttle controller, and we'll see what the difference is with that in. Alright, that's done. I just installed the little controller. There. Nice and neat. Easy install. Righto, throttle controller in. It's in sport mode. Let's go and take it for a drive. Freaking game changer. The throttle controller just friggin' launches straight into sport mode and far out. I don't have to punch it into the firewall anymore to get going. It's incredible. Yeah, it's really, really responsive. Like it's almost instant power. Just literally putting there probably about 10% throttle application down. Wow, so good. I know there's no extra power, but the throttle response is phenomenal. Sport mode is certainly sporty. She just launches. Let's go back to Eco. Oh, what am I in now? Cruise. Even in cruise, it's phenomenal bloody acceleration. Let's try Eco. Now we're in Eco. See how Eco goes. Eco is pretty much, I'd say it's almost standard. So I think we'll just cruise around in cruise mode and probably put it to sport when we're towing. I'll just have a bit of a play around with it, I think, but I'm liking it. I love it. Here we go. 80 to 100 Ks, sport mode, or what am I in? Cruise mode. Big fan of the throttle controller. Torqit throttle controller, thumbs up.